Peace of God, cover me through the storm. Cover me. Sing it with me. Peace of God, cover me. Cover me, Lord. Cover me. Oh, yeah. Cover me. Peace of God. Peace of God. Oh, cover me through the storm. Through the storm. Oh, Lord. Cover me. Only in you. Only in you. I am safe. I'm safe in you. Only in you I'm secure. Only in you, Lord. Only in you I find peace. So cover me. Cover me. Only in you, Lord. Only in you I am safe today. Oh, only in you I'm secure. Oh, Lord. Only in you I find peace. So cover me. Cover me. Oh, cover me when I am hurting. Cover me when I'm not strong. Cover me when I am going through the storm. Cover me when it all seems hopeless. Cover me when my faith is gone. Let the peace that passes all I understand. Cover me when I am hurting. Cover me when I'm not strong. Cover me when I'm going through the storm. Oh, cover me when it all seems hopeless. Cover me when my faith is gone. Let the peace that passes all I understand. Cover me, oh Lord, I need you right now. Oh yeah, let your peace cover us. Oh yeah, let him cover you right now. Oh Lord, just breathe on your people, God. Peace of God. Just breathe on your people, Lord. Through the storm. Only in you, Lord. Only in you I am safe. I'm safe in you. Yes, I am. Only in you I'm safe. I'm secure. Only in you I find peace. So cover me. Cover me. Oh Lord, I need you right now. Cover me when I am hurting. Cover me when I'm not strong. Cover me when I am going through the storm. Oh yeah, cover me when it all seems hopeless. Cover me when my faith is gone. Let the peace that passes all I understand. Cover me, oh Lord. Oh yes, my God. Oh, cover me, Lord. Cover my mind right now. Cover my children, Lord.
God, you good, oh. I am Minister Kisa Peart, and I'm a part of the popular Facebook program called Chat with the Jackson. Catch them every Tuesday from 7 p.m. Jamaica time, 8 p.m. USA time. This program is hosted by Fitzroy and Susan Jackson. All right, and they are on Facebook and on YouTube. They informed and they listen. So if you are a person who love to chat like me, Tanto, Fitzroy, and Susan, and a host of many other guests, then Chat with the Jackson is the place to be. Invite a friend to be a part of Chat with the Jackson every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Jamaica time, 8 p.m. USA time. I want to see you there. God bless you.
Bless the name of the Lord. This is your boy, Pastor Linda Lewing. Also, DJ Linda Lewing, representing for chatting with DJ Fitzroy Jackson and First Lady Jackson every Tuesday night on Facebook Live. Of course, American time, 8 p.m. Jamaican time, 7 p.m. Tune in for your blessing is awaiting you. Hey, go ahead right now. Tell somebody about this program and allow them to join and receive also a blessing. Chatting with the Jackson. God bless.
Hello, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday night. Welcome to Chat with the Jacksons, another Tuesday night. I hope you all had a wonderful day. And as always, we just want to take the time to thank our viewers for tuning in to this segment. This may be, we may be repeating ourselves every Tuesday, but I guess we have to, not I guess we have to because there are so many different platforms that you could be on, but you have obliged us to join us, and for that we say thank you. So tonight is no different. Tonight is a continuation from last Tuesday, and last Tuesday's topic was raising kids then and now, the evolution of parenthood. So we just want to have you sit back and chat with the Jacksons.
Amen, amen, amen. Welcome, one and all, to another chat with the Jacksons. But I don't want the audience to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. I want them to be a part of us. So we said welcome, one and all. And as we said from time to time, if we don't call your name, it's not that we are looking over it. It's just that it might slip us by. So we just, from time to time, we might just look at the screen and call a few names that are with us tonight. Before we get to work, we want to thank God, first of all, for blessing us with another day, one that we have not seen before and one that we will never see again. We also want to thank him for blessing me with a beautiful wife, and I think the audience they might get tired of hearing me telling you every Tuesday just how good you look, but I have to, because sometimes it even comes up in my dreams. So when I get it out, then at least it's over there to tell you how well
Thank you very much.
you looked.
And thank you very much. I appreciate it each and every day that you tell me. And of course, I'm thankful for you as well, which, we talk about that pretty much every day. But yes, for the audience that may not hear me say it yes, I'm thankful for my husband each and every day. In progress. We're a work in progress.
Amen. Amen. Yes, we are. And what I found out about marriage, it's a work in progress. I think like every day when we think we are there, then we find something new to say, oh, well, now she like this and she don't like that. But a question, let's sidetrack because I saw a question on Facebook that was placed by um, Mr. Seymour. And the question is, and let me ask you publicly, if 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 I'm wearing something that you don't approve of, just because you don't approve of it, but I like it, I think it fit my curves well. Do I have a six pack? It fit my six pack well and everything, but you don't like it. Should I continue wearing it or should I stop wearing it just because you don't like it? Okay, go ahead.
Well, it all depends. It depends on. It depends.
Go ahead.
It all depends. Maybe it's not fitting the way it's supposed to fit, or yeah, maybe I just don't like it.
Yeah, but you don't answer the question. All depends. I know Mr. McKinnon is on, so engineer is asking that maybe you take over. It all depends on what.
It
It's
all
either-
depends on if it's not fitting properly, if it's not something that I find appropriate. Because
Oh.
of course, I'm going to tell you, if you're wearing
Okay.
something that,
Okay, let's not stray away. Let's use it
yeah,
for another
another
topic. Let's welcome Brother Marlon Christie. We wanted to join Brother Marlon Christie every morning that he's on and with his morning devotion. He also have his radio program that is doing well. We hope to get him on one Tuesday for him to talk about his radio program and his show so much. Want to welcome Sister Cheryl Simmet. Sorry, that's his Sister Cheryl Brown, who's always with us almost every Tuesday. We appreciate you, Sister Cheryl. We want to welcome Sister Shanique Thomas. I haven't seen you in a while, but good to see you, Sister Shanique Thomas. Want to welcome our mom, Rita B. Griffiths.
Hi, Mom.
Welcome, mom. She said, bottom line, stop wearing it. It's not all depends on nothing. Welcome, mom. We want to welcome our engineer, Mr. McKinnon. And we want to thank him. I think he's tired of hearing it now. We want to thank him every Tuesday for being a part of Chat with the Jacksons. And if we missed you, we want to welcome you, the silent listeners. We want to welcome you all. Before we get to work, we encourage you, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sister Janice Jackson Williams, we want to welcome you also. Also, we are on the air. We have our own radio app that is up, and we encourage you to go over to our radio app and take a listen of it and let us know how we are sounding over there. And that's Xenio.fm radio. Xenio.fm radio. If you just go in and type in Chat with the Jacksons, you will see our radio program comes up there, and take a listen and let me know how we are sounding over there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Welcome. Sit back, relax, and let's get to work.
Okay, so again, just to recap the topic, raising.
Welcome.
Oh, welcome, Sister Highly Favored, to Chat with the Jacksons. We appreciate you. going into the program, I mean, going into the topic, or recapping rather on the topic, um, raising kids then and now, the evolution of parenthood. And last week we started out on this topic. And of course, this is a topic that you could go on and on and on, because there's the dynamics of this topic is so wide that there is, I think there is no one solution, one answer to parenting then versus now. It all depends on you as the parent, and how you, what are the values that you instill in your child. Yes, you can instill very good values, and from time to time they stray. Some may come back, some may not. But at the end of the day, as a parent, you did your part, right? You cannot account for what your children are going to do in the future. You would hope that they would turn out to be, productive men and women. But again, as parents, you just have to, if they stray, you have to still try to guide them as best as possible. And if that doesn't work, then you keep them in your prayers and just hope that somewhere down the line they come back to the path that was placed in front of them.
What if one of our child stray away from that part, and all, as you said, keep them in a prayer, try to encourage them to come back and depart, but they refuse to come back and that part?
Well, again, just like I said, you cannot force anyone to walk the straight and narrow, so to speak. You would hope that they would, but in the event that they divert, you cannot beat yourself up, day in and day out. It's normal to have that feeling. Yes, where did I go wrong? So on and so forth. But again, like I said, once you have laid the ground rules, so to speak, or the foundation, then if that child decides to go a different path, then you can't really say that I was a bad parent.
Okay. Let me try, and at any time at all, after you have done all that you can and that kid decide to still go astray, is there any time in your life as a parent you should say, you know what, enough is enough, I've done all and over and beyond that I am supposed to do. It's up on you now as the child,
Right.
and I will do nothing more. And depends on the age of the child too.
Right. But
I might not.
that's a factor.
Yeah, I might not even support you, even if you come back for support.
And again, it all depends on what path that child has taken. If your child has taken a path, let's say, a criminal path, there's no way that, as a parent, you're going to be supporting that, right? You would hope at some point, maybe, let's put it out there. Let's say that child happens to get arrested. Maybe that's the wake up call that they needed to realize that, listen, you were forewarned, but you chose that particular path, even though you were, your parents or your peers or whomever, try to steer you in the right direction, you decided that this is the path that I'm going to be taking. Now that you're in a predicament, and now that you see, it's not all about me anymore, I have to face these consequences or this consequence, then that may be the wake up call that he or she needed.
Would you, after exhaust all that you can with this child, and that child still decide to take that part, end up in trouble, would you visit that child in prison?
From a mother's point of view, you're going to always have affection for your children, right? Right or wrong. But there comes a time when tough love has to be implemented, right? I personally would not say that I wouldn't visit my child. However, visiting my child, I'm still gonna let that child know that, okay, if you had taken this particular path, maybe you would not have ended up where you currently are at now. But I'm not gonna give up on my child, because we're all humans, and we all fail at some point, and we would want someone to still be there for us despite our downfalls.
So, let me, before we slide off this,
We're so off the topic.
I don't think we're off the topic. This is parenting. So would you agree, or are you saying the opposite of what I'm saying? That if I don't visit the child, I don't like the child?
No. I'm
In
not saying
prison?
that. I'm not saying that. Everyone is different. Some parent may say, well, I've exhausted all my resources. I have given all the counseling that I can and whatever. However, my child decided to take the path that they took. So I'm not going to visit. That's your personal choice, right? I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. That is the choice that you as a parent, because sometimes our children put us through some things that, you question yourself as a parent, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, at some point you have to let go of feeling that type of guilt. You're not going to live with a guilt or carry around a guilt all your life, because then that's going to affect you emotionally, physically, in all areas of your life.
Oh,
And
okay.
sometimes that child is wherever they are and they don't even care,
Exactly.
But again, as I said, I could speak from a mother's point of view. At times you may say that enough is enough. I don't want to be bothered. But there are times that you're in, you get in your little quiet time or whatever, and things come up in your thoughts and whatever. But like I said, when you can't vocalize how you're feeling to someone, you could always go to God about it.
Amen. Before you continue, let's welcome Sister Bella Bear. Good to have you with
Yes,
us,
we
my
missed
sister.
you.
We missed you, and we always appreciate you being a part of us. We encourage you to share the program. Let's get others, because Facebook will cut down on you. So as much as you can share the program, so others can be a part of it. Maybe tomorrow or whenever, we encourage you to share the program. Sorry, go back.
Okay. So, as it pertains to the topic, I just want to, I have a few pointers highlighted that I'm not going to go into them extensively due to time. But parenting then and now, it's very different in a lot of areas. Um, Back in the days, we didn't have technology as we have now. Technology is very prevalent. It's a part of our everyday life. Um, I would say that 98% of us cannot go through our day with some type of device, whether it be a cell phone, whether it be a computer, pretty much a cell phone. We're pretty much are lost without having a cell phone and interacting. Um, and one of the pointers that I want to touch on is, the family dynamics, how it has shifted um, then versus now. And just to give a little bit of stats, um, based on my research, back in the 60s, right? The percentage of children living in a household with two parents back then was 88%. Now it has dropped to 69%. And interestingly enough, based on information from parents, it states that a lot of parents find parenting more difficult now than 20 years ago. And, there's a number of reasons for that. Like I said before, the dynamics have shifted. And how has the dynamics shifted? You find that based on the fact that the two parent household has dwindled, you find that mom is working outside of the home, dad is maybe, not living with the family, and therefore the pressures of caring for the home, working outside of the home is the sole responsibility of the mom. So she doesn't have that much time to sit and interact with the child or children as she would have wanted to. So technology comes into play. You find a 2-year-old can navigate a phone. They could navigate a computer, a tablet, right? So that's one aspect where the family dynamics have shifted.
But question, while you were talking, I was thinking along the line with the technology. And there are times that you have some of us as parents where instead of spending time with our kids, we will just put them down, um, open up the gadgets, the technology, put before them, and that will keep that kid occupied for 4 or 5 hours. If you don't mess with him, he won't mess with you.
Right.
So, question, do you think that technology is taking over a part of our job as a parent?
Oh, yes. A large part, yes. Because again, the parent doesn't have the quality time to spend with that child. Let's say there is 4 kids in the house, right? You have different age range. And as a single mother, we're just going to touch on being a single mother for the time being. She's concentrating on coming home from work, preparing meals, helping with homework, helping with bath time and all of that. She doesn't have that time, that time to give to each child, that one-on-one with each child. Therefore, a cartoon will quiet that little one, something, give them a tablet with some type of cartoon or some type of program, and that pretty much will keep that child calm for a period of time.
So, would you encourage then that we monitor? Because even with the technology, there are times that you might put a certain cartoon on for your child, but that child is so advanced that that child could flip
Of
from that
course.
cartoon to something that he or she is not supposed to be watching. So, should we also monitor then?
Yeah,
You go
that's
back
why,
and
again, it goes based on the age of the child. You have to censor certain things, right? You're not going to give a child a cell phone blindly without monitoring what they're going to be watching, right? You have to program whatever you want that child to be watching. They're not they don't have accessibility to certain apps, right? You put whatever apps that you want on that tablet or that phone. That way that child knows what they should watch.
at what age do you think then we should your child should own their own gadget? Because now I realize that
Well,
somebody at 3 year old, yes, we're buying tablet for the baby 2 year old. They have his own tablet. In no time they break the screen. At what age do you think the child should have this own?
well, I don't have an accurate answer for that. It all depends on the parent, right? If it's a case where you have a fussy child and you're in a particular environment, that child is going to be constantly be fussy, then I would say have something that way. It doesn't necessarily have to be technology. It could be a particular book, like a picture book or whatever. But of course, we know that that's not going to happen. A
That's
child is
one.
going to look at you like, book?
Where you going with that?
Yeah, so it varies, and it all depends on the environment that child is in. So if you have a child in church that's fussy, the easiest thing to give a child is a tablet, right? And of course, make sure they have headphones on, so of course it's not loud and distracting the service.
And I don't know. I would differ. I would differ there. I think we have to train our kids from a tender age to focus on the word of God. I don't think I should bring.
And
I
I'm
don't
not
think.
saying that's not right. I'm all for that, yes, but you have to also take into consideration, the world that we live in, right? It's not all about it's not all you have to take everything into consideration. The word of God, yes, number one, yes, I agree that has to be
Right.
instilled, but nevertheless, technology is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, right? And in order for you to excel, right, just basic communication, right? And again, you have to gauge based on the age of the child.
Uh,
It will come into play at some point.
right. I know. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not bashing a child having his or her own technology. I'm just looking at. I want to stay in the church, and I think maybe that's where we differ because we want to give a child a cartoon, turn it on in church, put in the headphone that they could watch it. Now, if we train that child the same way to sit down in church, it's not going to be easy, and I say it's going to be 1 week. But if you train that child to sit and listen, go to Sunday school, and so that child will develop with that. But if you give the child every Sunday, you plug him in, and you said, okay, keep quiet here.
No, I'm not saying every Sunday. I agree with you. Yes, I do agree with you. And again, also, it depends on the age of the child, too.
I agree.
Right? So I'm not saying that every Sunday you're going to come to church and as soon as you get to church or wherever, well, seeing that we're talking about church, you come to church and as soon as you get to church, you're going to give the child that tablet. You have to teach a child, yes, to be able to sit still and remember, again, it goes based on the age of the child because a child's attention span varies, based on the child's age.
I would have a problem though. I mean, okay, I would have a problem because if you take my tablet to church and I want my tablet and you're not giving me my tablet, my question, why did you take it then?
I'm not saying that every Sunday that should be the norm. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, again, based on the age of the child, you have to teach the child. Okay, let's say you have a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, 4 or 5-year-old, right? That child has the knowledge to know that, okay, I'm in school or I'm in church, right? So therefore, I should at some point be able to sit still. And a 4 or 5-year-old is not going to sit still for a long period of time.
Well, that's why I think what Nana is saying, that's what I said earlier. You make sure your child focus on Sunday school. We know a child attention span, it's different from an adult attention span.
Right.
But I don't want the child to develop so much. I think with Kayla, what do you call it, Suda, I can't go pacify. I can't go without I have 3 or 4. Because as she start, even on the plane, and then we was going to Jamaica, I have 1 pacify, and it fell in the toilet. Oh my God. Everybody was looking at me like, will that child shut up? So, I think the tablet is like a pacifier, right? It's like a pacifier. And as soon as that child say, make a cry in church, we plug in and set him or her up, which I don't agree.
And again, I would, it's very broad. You can't say you don't agree. Again, it's based on the age of the child, right? It's a case by case situation.
I don't think well, I don't know, let's we could get off this because we could stay here for the whole night, and I know you have to go in a minute, but I don't think it's a age by age thing. I don't think tablet, unless you find in the scripture on it, tablet is something that should stay home for a child.
Well, if you're going to say that, okay, let's divert a bit, then adults should leave their phones at home too, because you find a lot of adults in church on their phones.
I agree, but just because we're talking about parenting, and I agree 100%. I turn around in church all the time, and people are on Facebook and WhatsApp and sending message, and when I look, it's not message of the sermon. So yes, I have a problem with all these gadgets in church, because there are many people in the past that turn to Isaiah 42. They are turning to Facebook 42, and you thought they're finding the scripture, and they are doing something different. So yes, I'm not bashing that a child shouldn't have his iPad. I figure that adults shouldn't bring phone in church either.
And again, it's an individuality thing, and again, I will say technology is here to stay. You cannot get away from it, right? So no matter if you're in church, no matter if you're in school, wherever you are, you're gonna find technology, will come into play. Again, going back to a 4 or 5-year-old, you can teach that child to sit still. But if you have a child that's hyperactive, right? And no matter what you try, that child is going to be disruptive. Then you have to find another medium to temporarily, use in order to quiet that child. And let me just pause for a cause. We just want to say good evening to and welcome to Minister Howdy, Rosie B., Dennis Burton, and Nasson Seymour. Welcome each and every one of you tonight. So yeah, going back to what I was saying, you as the parent, remember you are the parent, you're in control, right? So if you make that tablet,
Yeah, you are in control, or the tablet is in control.
no, you're in control as a parent to censor when it's being used, how it's being used, and where it's being used. Again, like I said, everybody's situation is different. If you have a child, let's say you have an autistic child, right? And autistic children varies, their spectrum varies, right? You may have an autistic child that's very quiet. You may have another autistic child that is very disruptive, right? And then you may have someone in the church that don't know that your child is autistic and just think that your child is just being disruptive. So in that scenario, in that case, that tablet will be the source for that child to use in order for them to be quiet.
I like the way you divert over to an autistic child.
No, it's not diversion.
Yeah,
it's
but I mean,
reality.
I do understand, but I'm not talking about an autistic child. And I'm seeing that I see this too often. Everybody come to church, and they nobody bring Bible again.
Because
I mean, I'm
it's
I'm
right
talking.
there. It's accessible
No, I'm
on
not
your
talking.
phone.
I'm not talking. When we were little kids, when we were kids, even though we go to church and we don't open the Bible, we have to bring our Bible to church.
So what is the point of bringing it if you're not going to open it? What was
Because
the, what was the point?
because our
Just to
our
say
parents
that,
no.
I brought a Bible to church.
No, my parents would force you to bring the Bible to church. You're going to church, bring your Bible, right? But now, you have kids going to church and they're bringing their tablet, and as soon as they sit down,
adults are going to church and
You
don't
keep-
bring
you
a
keep-
Bible either. So the point you're trying to make is
the point I'm trying to make is that I think that, I mean, for tablet, for phones, whether adult, parents, or children, we shouldn't bring this inside. I try my best to leave my
You
phone.
cannot just say that, Jay. You cannot just say that because, again, like I said, if you have a young child in church that you know their attention span is very limited, right?
Oh, but
Ca-
it said train up a child the way she
I-
ought
and
to
yes,
go.
I
And if
understand
you
that
train
fu-
him on the technology, then the technology is gonna take over that child. You know, I can't have a child and okay, because I think you hear our daughter say it last week while she was on. When she would come to spend time, and whatever you do, you go to the movie, and I don't have a problem. I will take you to the movie in a heartbeat. But just don't think you're just gonna go sit there and suck up that movie. You have to write about that movie tomorrow, or
That
we
was then.
discuss that
That
about.
was then.
What's the difference?
That
I
was-
discuss about the
Which child
movie.
you know now is going to go to the movies and come home and write a book report, quote unquote book report about a movie.
Well, then
they
you
may
don't have to go.
summarize, about the movie. You may have a discussion about the movie.
Yeah, if
but-
it's even that, we have to have a discussion.
Yeah, but-
you have to learn something. I have to know what you take away from this movie.
Right. While I agree with that, yes, but you're not gonna say, okay, well, I want you to write a 2-page or a 3-page report on the movie.
And it all depends. And Kayla, we tell her it all depends. If she fresh herself, she might have to write a report on the movie.
That was then. We're talking about
What's the difference
versus
between because
then and now. Then
Uh-huh.
there was no technology, right? Then
so
kids were more focused on reading books. I remember summertime, when you're on summer break, it was like you're still in school because you're still doing math problems, you're still doing this, you're still doing that. So that was the norm then. Now kids are out of school, they may go to summer camp or whatever, but it's not totally focused around books. You have different activities that are taking place. And the main thing in question, or not in question, the main thing that's there is technology. Regardless of however you feel about it, that's the world that we live in.
I'm not bashing technology.
That's the world that we live in.
I'm not bashing technology. Don't get me wrong.
It
Because
seems like
I'll buy my grand kids technology in a heartbeat, but for the right reasons.
What would be the right reasons?
Well, they can use it to watch movie. They can use it to do the assignments.
But you're not around them 24/7, so how do you know that's
well,
the
I'm
purpose
open.
that
Well,
they're gonna...
well. If I'm, I trust our kids, and if I say to, let's use Kayla, that we're gonna buy a tablet for Don, and he's not supposed to watch it after 9.
Oh, come on. You're not
Then-
in that household, so you could say whatever you want, but that's their household, right? And again, I will say the dynamics of parenting has changed. You find that there's a lot more mothers that are working outside of the home. The hours are much longer, right? You leave early, you come home late, right? You come home and you don't just come home and focus your attention on your child. You come home, you have to prepare a meal. You have to do so many other things. So in the process of doing all of those things, that child is focused on that tablet, right? Or that computer to navigate the homework.
Well,
Right?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that child is not going to spend all that time doing homework on a computer or, doing something constructive. They need some time to divert to watching a movie, watching cartoons and so on and so forth.
Of course, and I agree. That's what I'm saying.
But
There's
then
a
you
place.
can't say that, okay, if I buy my grandchild a tablet, and I say to our daughter, okay, I bought this specifically for this thing. You're not in that household, so
I'm not gonna say I bought this specifically because, like I said before, and I guess maybe you miss it. I trust my kids. So if I buy a tablet for one of the grandkids, I know they're not gonna go beyond. First thing, if I said this supposed to work, this is not supposed to go to church. I didn't buy for it to take
You
to church.
cannot say
I'm
that.
sure.
You cannot say that.
I'm sure our kids will not take that tablet to church
You
for the
cannot
grandkids.
say that. Again,
Well, I
you
can't
don't
say that. I
live
can't.
in that
I can't
household,
say
so
that
you
if
cannot say that.
I can't say that if I don't know my kids. But when you know your kids, you know what you can say.
The dynamics of parenting have changed, Jackson, and how you perceive parenting is different from how a younger person in today's society, the 21st century parent, sees parenting. So, and remember, we're comparing and contrasting then versus now,
Right.
right? You want to find the easiest medium possible to make parenting easier, not more difficult. And again, technology is one way that a lot of parents these days are, navigating parenthood or making it a little bit easier.
Agree to a point. Agree. I mean, and I'm not bashing. I'll repeat that so many times. I'm not bashing technology, and I'm not saying that you should not get your child. But when that consume all the time,
We're not saying, of course, you're going to be monitoring the screen time. You're not going to give
Exactly.
your child an iPad or a tablet or a telephone to just sit and be on it 24/7. No, you're going to monitor that screen time.
okay, agree.
And again, as you mentioned earlier about, what they watch, yes, you have to censor and monitor what they watch because, of course, we have now cyberbullying. and our kids are exposed to so many things online. You have a lot of predators that are online too that come in various forms. They come pretending to be nice, but in fact, right, there's someone behind the scene that's grooming your child, right? And the next thing you know, they're going places to meet whomever they met online. So again, every age range you have to monitor what your child is watching.
Good, good. That's a good, very good point. Let's welcome. I think we miss Sister Arlene Bailey. Welcome, Sister Arlene. And Sister Judy Bell. Welcome, welcome, Sister Judy Bell. We missed you for a minute. Good to have you for a little time with us tonight. And that's one of the point that I was driving at. You know, you get your child the gadget, and you don't monitor nothing. You just passed, and you see that child is watching cartoon. As soon as you're gone, their fingers are so fast that they switch over.
Of course.
Next
because,
thing, they're on a dating site.
yeah, you have so many apps. So many apps. And not only the apps, you as a parent, you have to learn the technological lingos, right? You hear your kids using all these different phrases and acronyms. You as a parent have to be in the know, right? You can't just say, okay, well, my child, is talking in a particular code, and I'm just going to leave it high and dry like that. You have to educate yourself on the type of things that they're discussing with their peers. Because teenagers could be blatantly in your face talking to their friends, and you have no clue as to what they're talking about. Right? Because, of course, they're going to be using phrases and all kinds of stuff to, divert from speaking the way they're supposed to be speaking.
And
because they don't want you to know what they're talking about.
And how you would know when they make certain signs or say certain things, how would
Write
you
it down
know?
and Google it. Trusty Google. There's everything there.
Do you think as a parent then you should know all of your kids' friends?
You should try to know all of your kids' friends. I think as a parent, that's important. I don't believe any parent is going to know all of their children's friends.
What about the friend's parents?
Yes, I think that's important. If your child is, hanging out with a particular child or hanging out with 2 or 3 other kids their age, I think it's important that you as the parent get to know those parents, right? My child is not going to come and say, well, Mom, I'm going to go hang out with Jane. Who is Jane? Who is Jane's parents? I want to be able to pick up the phone and call Jane's mom or Jane's dad and have a conversation, possibly definitely meet, to know what type of environment my child is going to venture in. And not only the parents, but I want to get to know that child as well. I can remember our youngest in high school or even junior high school, there was a group that they always hang out together, right? And for some reason, they always wanted to come to my house. So I had to make it a point of duty to get to know the parents, right? And what they're doing and what they're not doing. You're not going to tell me, oh, I'm going to go to so-and-so's house and I don't know who is so-and-so.
So if your child insists then that I don't want you to meet my friend, then where we go from there?
What do you mean insist on? What
You know,
age are
some
we talking about?
some kids will tell you straight up that, okay, I don't want you to meet my friend.
Well, whoever that person is, you're not going to be hanging out with that person if I can't meet that person. You're going to just up and leave my house to say that you're going to be meeting this particular person.
I agree with you.
So at the end of the day, I'm the parent and you're the child, right? So of course I'm gonna, make sure I do my investigation to find out who you're gonna be hanging out with, not only who you're hanging out with, but also the parents of that child.
Okay. Let's take a look at what Sister Arlene said. Let's welcome Sister Barbara Johnson from the Barbara Johnson Show and the Prayer Warrior. She is on every Wednesday from 12 to 1 or 1 to 2. She will straighten, and she's on every Saturday with the Saturday morning jam with Sister B. Join Sister Barbara every Saturday and Wednesday. Now, Sister.
Okay, Sister Arlene says, it's quite obvious that some of the techniques used before are not relevant today for the now generation. Children are now bolder and more technology minded, a lot more inquisitive. Children also are aware of government rules regarding them. Scroll up.
Regarding them.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, regarding them. They can't keep them quiet for long. They're more outspoken and have become more rule breakers. Family time is all mixed up. From the beginning, parents or even single parents must set rules and standards from birth. Don't allow them to run all over you. Keep standards. Family time is so important. Talking with your children, taking outings together, going to the park, watch wholesome home movies, go to church together. It's harder than before. What you can do before hardly works anymore. It's a new age. Stay one step ahead. Be watchful, not overbearing. Be open-minded. Also learn new things. Groom them right from the beginning. Be ready to explain why, because they want to reason. And I could not have agreed with you more. That is so true and so on point. When it comes to communicating, and let's just touch on the teenage years. And I'll speak for girls. You get to that age and you as a parent wants to have a conversation. And it's just a one word. You're just getting a one word out of your teenager, right? But by being persistent, you'd be surprised how gradually they start opening up, right? Because they may have friends that their parents don't communicate with them. And, you don't want to have a child that's going through a lot that they feel that they can't come and talk to you. They go through so much in school. They're bullied in school. If I'm not in this particular clique, then I can't be your friend. If I'm not wearing a certain brand, then I can't be your friend. So they deal with a lot in school that when they come home, you as the parent need to find the time to communicate, have that communication, that line of communication open.
Yes, and sometimes it's easier said than done.
Right.
Especially depends on the child, right? Because you have some kids will open up to you, and some of them you don't
like
want to
pulling
force.
teeth.
You don't want to force them, but you have to find some
Yeah.
avenue of getting to that child, because you don't want at the end of the day, there was so much telltale sign, but you didn't act on it. So because of that, that child led astray, go astray,
Right.
and so we have to know our kids, and we have 4 kids, and sometimes I try to see the similarities in them, and I think they're all 4
Different.
different
people.
individual, cut from 4 different pieces. One cut from Crempeline, one cut from Gabardine,
One cut
one
from
cut from
silk.
Turleen and Hull, one cut from silk. Well, I don't know. This silk is too smooth and nice. You don't want to mess with Crempeline and silk. Then one gonna say, so who is the Crempeline and who is the silk? So when you're dealing with the kids, you have to know which kid are you dealing with, right? And the way, all right, let's use the boys. The way I would deal with Shamari about a particular thing, maybe dealing with Romaine, I would
Very
have to deal
different.
different because they're 2 different kids. So you also have to be wise also, because you might deal with Romaine. Okay, let's back up for the kids and let's go on myself. Growing up, I wanted to become a police officer. My mom
Really?
said no. Yeah, but my mom said no. But she allowed my brother to become a police officer. And that bothered me for a while
What was the reason? Why?
because we're different. You know, my brother more fit a police officer. She just think maybe I was too smooth to be a police officer. So after having a conversation with her, then I see where she was coming from. So it's dealing with our kids now. You have to know your kid, and then one will say, but this one came to you last week, you deal with him that. But you grab me up by my throat. Depends on the child.
Right.
So we have to use the parental skills. Depends on who and what. We have another 5 minutes before you go.
Yes, we have to, one thing that I think then versus now is communication, right? Back then, kids were seen and not heard. If you tried to be vocal, you were shut down and you were dismissed. You were perceived as being rude, right? But I think a lot of times you were just as Miss Arlene said, you were being inquisitive, right? You want to know about a particular thing or why is this way, whatever, and you were shut down. So you find that by being shut down from an early age, you grow into adulthood the same way. You would want to know about something, but you're too afraid, for one, to ask about it, right? For the fear of being shut down as an adult, because that's what transpired when you were young.
I don't know. I look at it from another angle that yes, possible that possible that I have done it before, shut down my kids. It all depends. Also, I know Mr. McKinnon back on say he come back. It all depends, right?
Depends
Because
on what.
because there's sometimes you need to shut that kid down. For me, it depends on your approach.
Yeah, but if
Most
the child
things-
is coming to you with, wanting to know something,
Depends on the approach.
yeah, but I get that. I get that, yes,
Okay.
but it doesn't necessarily mean that because, and again, remember, all kids differ, right? One kid's approach may be, that kid may be soft spoken. Another one may be a kid that, is
Well,
the tone of how he or she speaks may be perceived as being rude, but again, you have to know your children. You know, you have to take that into consideration.
Well, as you said, and I like you had that in that you have to know your kids. So, and I think I know my kids. And if my kids come to me, wanted to know something and they've been rude about it, then I might have to shut them down. You know, we might have to go about this a different way.
Well, I don't necessarily think that you should just shut the child down. You may, you know, have a conversation and say, well, you know, your approach, I don't like your approach. However, what you're asking me, I still would engage you by discussing this with you. But in the future, when you want to have a conversation with me, use a different approach.
Like I said, I start out the conversation, but I said I would know my kids, and if my kids, I don't think at any stage I have to tell my kids know your approach. Our eldest, it's just knocking on 40, right? It's wait, let me look at where
Speak for yourself,
right? And we talk almost every
I'm not
day.
entertaining that old.
And we talk every day, and he still have to watch his approach, and they know that.
And I agree.
So
I agree.
we have and we disagree almost. We have conversation almost every day and disagree, but you can see the difference between a father and a son.
Right.
So I'm not gonna as Sister Rosie B said, I personally can't deal with kids that are rude, right? While some people deem it to be expressive. Go express yourself with your friends, not with me. Right? And if my son going up to 40, and I will tell him that, I don't think I have to, because he will know at his age, even his boundary. And I give him the same amount of respect, and I'm not going to say this is my son. So if you pass your place with me, I have to check you.
Right. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to.
So I'm not going to have to call you. I don't think I have to call you in and, you know, watch your voice and what. No, not me. You're not supposed to have me at the age of 40. Maybe when I get up in the hospital, because I could still want to back you down.
And again, it depends on the age too. You know, it all depends on how you raise your children. If you instill
when
from
you
a
say
young
depends on the
age.
age, when you say depends on the age, what you mean?
You have some young kids that would just want to just, you know, tell you, leave me alone, and, you know, just.
At what age we're talking?
We're talking about young kids, like
You got young.
4, 5, 6, even up to 10. You know,
So you're 10-year-old.
Kids.
You're 10-year-old gonna tell you to leave you alone.
You have some kids that, as much as you have trained them, right, to be respectful to everybody, not just to their parents, the minute they go out in public, they try to test you.
I don't know.
Of course.
I don't know. I'm thinking all the way back, 40 years back, and I can't remember. In my present, none of my kids try to test me in public, because you know what? I tell our kids, if you try to embarrass us in public, I'm gonna embarrass you in public.
Children
remember Shamari was on last week, and I go in a school, and I would grab him up in a school, and I would grab him up in church. I'll grab you up anyway. So if your child know that, that you say my daddy is a crazy man, you think they're gonna pass them place?
Listen.
And I go to school and I tell my kids, our kids, that listen, don't think you can fool me now. I don't think whatever. You think I don't know, sometimes you might drop your pants down and go like you're a bad man. But let me ever pass. Why do you think I pop in the school? Let me pass and see you like that.
Yeah, but
and you're going to see the embarrassment.
I will say, kids will try to get away with stuff, right? They may just do it that one time just to see your reaction, or to get a reaction out of you. See how you're going to react. When in fact they know that, you know, when they get home, they may be getting a whipping or something like that. But they're going to test you. Kids will test you.
Let me tell you something. None of my kids, right? Well, let me talk for myself now, and you can talk for yourself, will not ever think of testing me in no public. Right? Because I'm not going to let you embarrass me, And if you embarrass me in public,
Okay,
I'm
so
not gonna
you
wait
may
until we get
speak-
home.
You may speak for your child.
Right. I'm talking about
Yeah,
our kids.
But
As
listen,
sister,
kids, sometimes you have no clue what kids are going to do and what they're going to say in public,
Mike,
right?
my
Kids
kid,
are always going to embarrass you in public.
my kid.
I don't know of any child that never embarrassed their parents in public as much as you have instilled good values.
Can I differ with you for tonight? And maybe you could remind me publicly. You could remind me publicly when any of our kids tries to embarrass me in a public.
Well, I can't recall at this moment, but
Okay.
I'm just saying in general.
I like there's
in
a song that I
general,
can't record.
I'm just saying in general, we don't have perfect children. Nobody has
Nobody have
perfect
perfect. No,
children.
and I'm not saying
right?
that. That's why I say to
So
you
that's
that
why
I do believe.
That's why I say that as much as you instill good values and all of that in your child, they're gonna test the waters. They're going to test the water. You test the waters.
Yeah, that's why I test the water. I see it didn't work, so that's why I didn't.
So what makes
That's why I didn't play
what
it.
makes the children now different from when you were?
That's
you
why I don't play that
when
with,
you were younger back then. You
That's-
know, children
you
are going to
see-
be children.
No, and I think that's our problem. I think some of us as parents, we feel because he's so
No,
cute.
no. The problem is when they
mm-hmm.
do something in public that they normally didn't do, you check them right away.
Exactly.
So let them know that, okay, don't even think of crossing this line again. But they will test you to get a reaction out of you.
Okay. Sister Arlene said, a lack of manners is also a very serious issue, not only towards parents but in public, as we said, and which is so true. Let's welcome Sister Vanessa McKinnon. That's
Hi,
Brother
Vanessa.
Oral McKinnon, wife. Let's welcome Sister Cheryl Uggett. Good to have you with us. Sister Rosie B says, exactly, parents talking child, telling you to shut up in disrespectful manners, and parents skinning their 44 like it's funny. He or she do it private, they will shame you in public. So that's why I don't condone it privately. So me don't think you're going to try to test me publicly. And some people and you know what I hate again? We as parents take the child to church. That child disrespect you in church. You're gonna take him around the back like you want to beat the child. When the child maybe wonder what's the problem, because I diss you everywhere. I diss you at home, I diss you in the playfield, I diss you in church, anywhere. So try that with me a yard and see if you reach abroad.
The bottom line is that
Before your bottom line, Sister Vanessa say, children live what they learn. Oh my God, let's say that again. Children live what they learn. Nowadays, children are totally different from back in the days.
yes.
I remember let's welcome Sister Jennifer Campbell. Let's welcome Sister Jennifer Campbell. I remember back in the days when my parents talking and I want something. They might even tell me to come and tell them it's 5 o'clock. When it's 5 o'clock. You think I could just go there and I'm in the middle of a discussion with another person and I just jump in? That is 5 o'clock. I have to go and hold up my hand like I'm in school. And I can't take down my finger until they give me permission to speak. And then I tell them. And then I said,
Or you
okay.
just simply say, excuse me.
No. Excuse my parents. I have to listen to what my parents say. Any excuse, you broke the conversation. Keep your hand up till like in a school. And when them let you in, You come in and you say you look a piece and find back your bone.
Well, I'm not disputing it. Yes, a lot of kids were raised that way or whatever. But if you teach your children to, your two adults are having a conversation and then that child just pops in and mommy, and you have to teach your child to know how to say, excuse me, mom, can I have a conversation? Mom, can I say this to you, or whatever the case may be, right? It's not all about, okay. And I see it too often, adults are speaking and kids just come right in and in the conversation like, it's nothing. And the parent is not saying anything.
Yes, you're right. I see, sister. You want to read what Sister Harleen said, and let's welcome my sister-in-law. Oh, that's so nice. Let's say that again. Let's welcome my sister-in-law, Kerry Malcolm.
Hi,
Let's
Carrie.
welcome Brother Courtney, C.J. Edwards, and Sister Camille Spence. Welcome to the platform. Let's pick up from.
Okay. Miss Arlene says, we felt that our parents and grandparents were hard on us, and we have become lenient with our children. This has backfired on us with this generation. Yes,
That's powerful.
And yeah. And not only that, too, depending on where you reside, how you discipline your child or children, also you have to be mindful as well. In as much as you were raised a particular way, having children in this day and age, right? You cannot just up and say, okay, I'm going to discipline my child this way because I was disciplined this way, right? You have to be mindful of, again, like I said, where you reside, and mindful of the rules and regulations
That's not the year. I don't care. I don't care when you're gonna tell me. It depends on where I reside. Then it depends on how I raise my kid. I look at it. It's on the one way, and I always have somewhere to go back. So Mr. President can tell me, go back to your house because we're not gonna deal with it. He like that here, right? I don't think that. And I know time is
we were
against
going
us.
back and forth with last week.
Right.
And again, we can agree to disagree, but
I don't-
again, you have to be mindful. Be mindful of the environment that you reside in. You cannot just up and say, okay, I'm gonna, beat my child to a pulp or whatever because it's my child and I don't care what the authorities say.
Nobody beat that.
I'm gonna discipline my child the way I see fit because it's my child.
So you are saying that based on let's welcome Sister Kamika Williams. Good to have you with us, Sister Williams. So you are saying, let me see if I get you right. Based on where you live, then that's how you, by the rules of that country or state or island, that's how you're going to raise your child based on how the country laws say.
I'm not saying you as a parent, you raise your child with values and discipline and being obedient and all of that. But then, there are times when your child act up or whatever, and you want to say, all right, I'm going to, my mom used to, get the belt and beat me, whatever the case may be. So that's how I'm going to be punishing you, right?
If it work. My mom, when my mother go into church, you see when she finished dress, everything no quite ready yet until she put the belt in the bag. And our sister Vanessa said, when we sit in church, right, we don't have to make trouble, Let me teach you this. If I sit beside you and you make trouble, I have to move. Don't make my mother turn and look around because she's going to beat me because I was sitting beside her and didn't move.
Yeah, but at the same time, and that still happens now. But at the same time, there are different approaches to disciplining your child. I don't think beating your child all the time is the solution.
If
You
it
know,
work, if
your
it
child
work,
get immune to beating.
If it work.
And they're like, okay,
I
so
never-
I
I-
know you're gonna beat me. So what else do you have?
I never
you know?
hear a child say him immune to the beating.
Come on, Jay. There
Right?
are kids that are immune to beating. They know, okay, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and I'm gonna get a beating. So you beat me, and then what?
Then you don't want to get another beating. Let me tell you something. Let's welcome brother Rodney Kerr. And maybe because you have never yet got a good whipping. So maybe you could talk like that. Let me tell you something. If my father beat you one time, you don't want no more beating.
Yeah, but you kept doing whatever you're not supposed to do, and you kept getting beaten. So did you learn anything the first time, right or wrong?
I learned a lot, but I forget the beating.
so
I forget.
okay. So you continuously kept doing it.
I
So
forget.
therefore, you kept getting beaten. So obviously, you didn't learn anything from the get-go.
Just like how we have to beat our daughter Danielle. She's just coming to class, so we gotta have a talk with her. That she's just coming to class, and we close it in 2 minutes. Some kids are not scared of beating, while some are
They're
scared.
immune to
Well,
it.
all right. Well, if the kid are not scared of beating, you as a parent have to know your child that, all right, yeah, I'm not gonna use beating, but I'm gonna take away the tablet. Or you're gonna send the child to the room.
That's what I was saying.
All right.
You have to find
Okay.
different ways of punishment.
You know
it's
that's-
not necessarily physically hitting your child. That's the solution. Taking away the phone, taking away the tablet, taking away the computer, not having them go out with their friends. These things have more effect on them versus
Okay.
constantly beating.
While I look at what Brother Kerr said, right? My father, what I found out, I laugh when you talk because I was prone to the beating.
That's
And
what
my
I'm saying.
father found that out. And you see, when my father put me down in front of him and just talked to me, that hurt more than the beating.
That's the point I was trying to make. But you kept focusing on
No, but you
beating,
keep saying that-
beating.
yeah, but
I
you
said
keep
there
saying-
are other
no.
ways of punishing your
The
child
problem-
versus beating.
The problem I'm having is that you keep saying that based on the country's law, that's how we raise the child. So everybody that want to come
I'm not
someplace
saying
where you
based on
can
the
beat the
country's
child.
laws. I said there are rules and regulations. There are laws.
There are
to
no
certain
rules.
countries.
The only
So
rule
you
is in
cannot
my
just
house.
up and say, okay, I'm gonna beat my child all the time or whatever. You beat your child. The child goes to school and say to the teacher, oh, my dad beat me. And
Right.
look at my
Right,
arm.
uh-huh.
Look at my leg.
Right?
Immediately, that teacher has to file a report.
Exactly. And the police come for me. I
So-
don't have a
so-
problem.
but
I'm
that's
not
what
going to
I'm
have a
saying.
problem with
You have
that.
to be mindful.
Mindful
how
of
you
what?
discipline your children, physically disciplining your child. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, Brother Carr said, I used to live in Bangor, Maine, and we leave doors open. We never fight and quarrel there and then. I come to Maine, I was just like that. So
Came to Miami.
right,
I
we
was just-
come to Miami now. It's just like that. So no matter where you come from and where you live, the principle
matters where you
hear the
reside.
brother
You
just
cannot
said.
go to-
Yeah, the
what
brother just said.
applies in Jamaica may not apply in China. It may not apply in Russia.
To you.
It may not apply as
To you, I'm not
Come
gonna
on,
make.
Jay.
I'm not gonna make a country raise my child. If it's the
not
wrong
a
thing they're
matter of
telling
the
me.
country's raising you. You have to abide by rules and
You
regulations.
know,
Rules
abide by
and
what rule?
regulation
That is why
applies
these kids.
in
That's
all spectrum wherever you go, whether it's in the workplace. The workforce is different from the workforce here, right? So many things are different in Jamaica versus here, and you have to abide by what applies here. Like, for example, what you
Okay.
were telling me this morning about that young lady, that child that missed that rehearsal, and she wasn't allowed to walk in her graduation. I mean, come on.
No.
And not only that too, not only that, the whole process of the whole story of how that all transpired. To me, I think it wasn't handled properly by the authorities or the people that are supposed to be in authority. They
Exactly.
were more acting like the child versus an adult.
I think it's bigger than that. I want you to look at what Sister Arlene said, but brother Kerr says, and I want him to elaborate why. He said, I have all girls, and I don't beat girls. If it's a boy, I would.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Why? When I speak,
Boys are no different from girls.
when I speak patois to my child, she know I am upset, and she just chill.
So are you saying that boys deserve a different type of discipline versus girls? Because that's a difference in standards right there. That, that's a bit sexist. But
Sister
I'll let
Arlene-
you elaborate on that.
Sister Arlene said, so right, Mrs. Jackson. A spanking can land you up in jail, what I just said. Then the police should have to come for me. I wouldn't give the police no trouble. And the loss of your child and freedom there. I'm not gonna lose the child. The child is the one gonna lose out.
You're going to lose
Unruly
a child.
children-
You're just speaking
Unruly
irrationally
children
right now.
know the rules. They will report you in a minute. Train them right from the beginning.
That's not what she said. She said use other methods of punishment that will be effective. Go silent sometimes.
Oh,
They
that-
won't know what you have planned for them.
Right.
But
But,
you're saying if your child, go to school and report that mom or dad, beat me, and the police could just come for me and let them take my child and that's the end of it. Is that what you're saying? You're not going to advocate for your child at any point?
If a child call the police, no, if I beat the child, or if I'm talking to the child, I was
We're
trying to
talking
read.
about beating.
Right, if
We're
I beat the
talking about
child,
talking.
if I beat the child call the police. For what the child? I'm not gonna abuse my kids. I'm not gonna beat them for any foolishness. And if I beat my child and that child call the police, let the police keep that child. What do you think? I'm gonna go back and spend days and in courthouse and whatever?
You're going to have to.
Not me.
Yes, you're going to have
All
to.
right,
go to
I think we
court.
did with that last week, and I'm telling you, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
So if a child chooses to call the police,
If the law requires that you are supposed to report in a court of law as it pertains to your child, are you telling me that you're going to violate
No,
that
I didn't say
rule
that. I didn't say that.
and not go?
no, I didn't say that.
But you
No.
just told me that you let
No,
them.
if the court said I need to come to court the 5th of July 2024, I will be there.
Mm-hmm.
But mark you, the judge have to be very careful what he say to me too, because I'm going there for them to keep that child. I'm not going there, and if that child say that I'm gonna come home with the same behavior, and if I hit him and that child gonna go back and report me, the law need to keep that child.
Well, maybe you
if-
need some parenting classes.
Maybe. But if that child sit back and say, Dad, I'm sorry for what I've done, it will never happen again. I will go all out for that child. But if that child tell me, if you lick me again, me I go same thing. It's
Now,
gonna
let me
happen.
ask you, when
It's
your
happen.
father was beating you, all the time or whatever,
I
did
never,
he have
ever-
any explanation? Did he ever come to you and explain to you,
But
I'm
I
beating
never-
you because X, Y, and Z? But you kept doing the same
But
thing
guess
over
what?
and over.
But guess
and
what?
you didn't learn.
But guess
Come
what?
on.
I never, ever think of calling the police though.
Well, back then you didn't have the mentality or the capability of calling the police. Kids are very different now.
So let me
That's
ask you.
what I'm
Okay, let me
saying.
ask you now, because you've gone overtime. So you can't say, let me ask you now.
5 more minutes.
Your child reports you to the police because you disciplined that child. So when you come back, you're just gonna go hug up the child and tell the child, "Oh, sorry, I have to hit you. You
There are
caused
steps
me to
that's
do
gonna
that."
be taken.
Oh,
Right, there are steps that's gonna be taken.
like what
because
step? Are you gonna apologize to the child?
What, you're too big to apologize to a child?
I will not apologize to my child to beat them. Like I said, I'm not gonna abuse my child. I'm not gonna abuse the child. So if I beat the child, I will not apologize.
Okay. But
You see, like some people, just jump up and beat them. Because I think one time my father was about to beat me, but I beg, and I think that's the only time I get
you
away.
beg because you did.
No, I wasn't guilty this time. So my father said, if I take you by Miss Polly's house, and Miss Polly's son said you did that in school, it's gonna worse. I said, I take the 2-time beating. Let's go by Miss Polly. And my father have me in my waist right through the street like police.
You were just a bad kid from
But
the
I didn't do
get-go.
nothing. I
You were
didn't do
just
nothing that
bad.
day.
You
I
were
didn't do
just
nothing.
bad.
I didn't do nothing that day. I didn't do nothing. So I'm not. And I learned from that. If I spank my child, that child deserve a spanking. So I'm not gonna apologize to you. I'm gonna look like a child. I'd apologize to my kid if I'm wrong. If I do something wrong to my kid, yes,
So let me-
I'll be the first one to do it. But I'll never beat you and apologize.
But let me ask you a question. You beat your child, right?
Uh-huh.
After you beat your child or whatever, don't you think you should have a conversation with your child
No,
to say what
no,
this is why
have
I
a-
beat you?
No, I have a conversation before.
Oh, come on, Jay.
Well, you're gonna beat the child, and then while you're beating the child,
You're
that child
gonna
must
have
know.
to have a conversation with the child, knowing to let that child know that, listen, okay, what you did was wrong. These are the reasons why I punished you, right? And I'm expecting in the future you try not to go that route.
Okay, that's you. That's the way you do it, and that's cool.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
But let me tell you. Oh, I did it, and it worked.
You're gonna,
it worked
you're
for
gonna
all.
apologize to the child. You're
Let-
gonna talk
let me
to
tell
the
you-
child before you beat the child.
You asked me a question. Can I answer?
That makes no
Let me
sense.
answer. Can I answer?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. When I'm gonna beat any of our kids, right? I would sit them down first. They know exactly.
Really?
Oh my God. Then ask them. I'm sorry, they were on last week, and they know exactly what they're getting a beating for. Right? And I even asked them, do you think you deserve a beating? I'm not gonna beat somebody and then after I say, sit down, let me tell you why I beat you. Right? And then we can have a conversation. There could be a conversation after.
Could be. There's supposed to be a conversation.
Right, but what I'm saying, but I'm not going to have a conversation to apologize to you. I'm going to let you know that even what you get beaten for last week, maybe you're at the age that we shouldn't even have to deal with that. You understand? That way, you have to think before, so we could have a conversation along that line, but not along the
Let me
line
ask
that
you
I
something.
apologize.
Did you at any point did you think before you did what you did? A lot of kids don't think before they do what they do.
So
Right? They
if
just
you
do stuff. As adults too, a lot of times we do things that we don't think before we do it until we have to pay suffer the consequences. So
Let's-
it's the same situation with a child.
let's welcome Sister Navlet, Constable Gardner. Good to have you with us, Sister Navlet. And Sister Navlet is having a concert next Saturday, the 29th, in Mandeville. Mandeville coming alive on the 29th. And we encourage you, if you're in that area, I'm not sure if she's going to bring it live, that we could also get our tickets so we could view it. And if it's coming live, I'm a part of it, so I'll call you tomorrow, Sister Novlet, and straighten out a few dots. That's okay. Brother Kerr say it's very hard to beat a girl, and I want to know why. If that girl give the same problem where the boy give, then it's not hard to beat a girl.
They
But you're not
walk
gonna
all over
whip her.
you.
You're not gonna whip her like how you whip the boys. But if she forget couple slaps, I don't remember if I ever beat any of my daughter. I was thinking about that. You remember?
Never.
Okay. See, and they are good girls, and it's not that if they deserve a beating, they would get it. But I think they were scared of beating, so they mostly put the boys them in trouble.
But they were disciplined though. Phones
Ex-
were taken away.
exactly. All right.
Plans that they had were dismantled.
Brother Kerr said, yes, yes, we are very soft towards girl. The punishment I use is that I gave her the silent treatment. Wow, that's a good girl if it work. And Sister Novlet correct me. She says, not the 29th. Don't come on the 29th because you'll be there by yourself. But come on the 28th. It's the 28th in Mandeville High School. Be there, and she said to be early because they're gonna be on time. I see Sister Arlene put up the question sign behind Mr. Jackson. She said Jamaica
because
is
you're
different.
crazy.
Jamaica is different from here.
Very.
Beating is an issue here, especially if it's posted. What is the beating going to be posted? If it posted or known publicly,
Your job is affected. Everything
Nanny.
about, Super Nanny is a very good show.
Let's
Everything
welcome.
about what you do is affected.
Let's welcome Minister Elijah Smiley. I always messed up his name. Smiley. Smelly?
Smiley.
Smiley.
Jack.
Smelly.
Smiley.
Okay. He know who I'm
But
talking.
don't mess up the person's
Is
name.
on every Wednesday and Saturday evening. We encourage you to join Minister Elijah every Wednesday and Saturday evening. We have our dearly beloved brother Danville Owen from the Jai American Show, and brother Danville is on Sunday evening. Ready rock you with some good music is on, and Saturday I think brother Danville is on so many times I want to be like him when I grow up. And he says, Sister Jackson and Brother Jackson, blessings. We have, well, no, I feel bad. I'm going to take it back, Brother Danville. I want to be like Rural Changer.
Oh, God.
I want to be like Brother Garth when I grow up.
How many people you want to be like when you grow up?
Well, I'm going to be a good person because I used to watch Brother Garth. No, Brother Garth is on the radio. I don't remember his radio station. You could just remind us your radio station, Brother Garth, in America is on Facebook, is on the radio, is all over the place, is on every Sunday from 8 to 10 p.m. Blazing it up just the same way. It's a good night, family. Okay, so in conclusion,
raising kids then and now, we can conclude that it's very different. However, as parents, we ought to strive to instill good values in our children from a young age. Even though, they may grow up, well, they will grow up, yes. Some may divert, some may stick to...
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but I don't want to miss your flow. The name of Brother World Changer, and World Changer is Dr. Keisa Peart husband. So the name of his radio station is Double Big Station. Very simple. Double Big Station. And I want you to put on, Brother Garth, what time you are on. So we will tune into your radio station and be a part of you. Let's welcome Brother Anthony Douglas and Sister Marcia Wisdom. Welcome to Chat with the Jackson. And I won't interrupt you again. Brother Elijah said, thank you very much, and man of God, blessings, and I really appreciate support. Blessings, my brother. We will support each other, lifting up the name of the Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
As I was saying, yes. So, as it pertains to raising children then versus now, I think one rule of thumb still applies or should apply. And
What if the country is against that rule?
let me finish saying what my rule of thumb would be, please.
Can you give me a headache?
No, you give yourself a headache. You
No,
want to
you
give
give me-
yourself a headache.
You give me a
But
headache.
as a parent or as parents, we ought to strive to instill good values in our children, raising our children in the fear and admonition of God. However, not all of our children are going to walk the path that we have set out for them. Just as adults, we didn't get it right from Jump Street. We diverted, we took the back road, the side roads, instead of going down Highway 25. And nevertheless, we found our way eventually, right? Our children are the same way. Some will find their way, some won't. But that doesn't mean that, we should give up on our children, right? As I said before, technology is playing a huge part in our lives in this generation. And technology is not going anywhere. As it pertains to our children, the age of our child, censor the amount of screen time that you allow your child to have, right? Make quality time for family nights, going out, socializing, make sure those things are implemented in your household. So that way, when your children gets older, they decide to have their own families, they could have that as a reminder to say, well, my parents took the time out for us to have constructive conversations, and we were well-rounded family for the most part, because of course no family have it all together. And that way, hopefully the next generation after this will be a much better generation. Let's pray and hope. So that's my take on tonight's topic.
Okay. Let me unmute myself.
Yes.
Did I unmute myself now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the takeaway I get from this topic, which I think we should still have a part 3, but we'll have to move on to other stuff. I was trying to call Sister Novlet Gardner to have a talk with her about the concert, but I'm not getting through to her. But I strongly believe that even though most of the comment goes against me, I will still hold my ground. Tonight, I still think that train up a child the way he or she ought to grow. And when that child gets old, we don't have to worry about all of these gadgets and whatever. That child will remember what is instilled in them.
They will. It's remember, yes, but not all. You cannot say all children. As much as you train them up.
I talk about my kids.
No, but we're talking in general. You can't just generalize your children or our children. We're talking in general, right? Because we have an audience that have children.
Right.
So you cannot just generalize it to say our children, because, okay, our children may have walked the straight and narrow, but you have other children that were raised in godly homes that diverted. So, yeah. Yeah, so, let me just make that, just to clarify that. yes, we may raise our children to the best of our abilities. Um, they may be raised in the best home. They may go to church every Sunday, go to Sunday school, go to Bible class, and all of that. And while all of that is good, yes, we do have where our children divert, right? Some have diverted and have come back to what they once learned, while others may just drift and keep drifting, right? But even though we may have a few that have drifted, that doesn't mean that we have to give up on them, right? They may not want to have any interaction with us in terms of, let's say, church and all of that. But trust and believe in their subconscious, they know what they were taught. So we just have to, in those instances, we just have to keep them in our prayers and hope that at some point they come back to what was once taught to them.
Okay, and that was Dr. Peart called me, and she gave us some good news. She's also on the radio station that what is it? W big station, and she's coming up with a kiddies corner that she will be having a time set aside for the kids, even the kids from Jamaica. If you could call in, maybe and WhatsApp and so forth, and she will give you an easy question, and you could win yourself up to $25. I wonder if I wonder if I could enter. I could use that 25. Do it. That's 25. That's almost $4,000. Just to answer a question. Just to answer a question.
You're not a child.
Well, yes. So if you're on tonight, and you want to win a $25, sister minister, should I say, I have to give her a title, Dr. Keisha Peart. And I just love, because we and Minister Peart coming from so far back, and we now love to see she's doctor. So I feel honored to say Dr. Minister Keisha Peart. And she's on our radio station, W Biggs. And you could call in when it's kid. I got to get the time, Sister Keisha, what time?
And what would be the topic?
What time? When it's about kids, they ask you a simple question. What your father name? When last you see your father?
Oh, come on, Jay.
and then you will win yourself $25. Even if you're in Jamaica, you could still call in. So I'm gonna get some more information, because I have the numbers to call in, and when exactly, and that's W Biggs radio station, that brother World Changer works on, and Dr. Keisha Peart work on that station, and it's Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. On Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Give us the number, World Changer, that the kids need to call. Because I'm gonna.
She has to give you more information before you get.
No, well,
once she gives you more information, then you'll know what the topic or what they need.
Yeah, they will. Right. I guess she told me something simple, and we notice we have to school. Upliftment, blocks and construction. He keep coming on when we are getting off. They're slick.
He's a hard-working man.
They're slick. They said, me just cook my father dinner.
And he wins the trophy.
And then win the trophy. Wow, isn't that good? He's still cooking your father. Let me say he was raised properly, Can now he come back and cooking for his father. Sister Ruth Jackson, good to have you with us tonight. Sister Ruth, I have to behave myself. It's my older cousin. She'll beat me, so I can't tell her she come to class. I can't tell her she come to class late.
You have no behavior, so that's nothing new.
She will tell you I'm a good. A good guy. Before we go, we ask you if you honor you not yet share the program. We ask you to share the program from us one more time, and that's the number. Write that number down for me so we could put that number up. So we have the Kiddies Corner from 7 to 8 p.m. on Double Biggs Radio Show, and the number to call is 954-707-6922. I wonder if Lennox is too old to call. You think Lennox could be the Kiddie Corner?
No.
Greetings to the Jackson Sister Janet Hutchison. We appreciate you. I think Sister Janet has been with us from day one. And there are a few people that have been with us from day one. One day we're going to do something special for those people who have been with us and never leave us nor forsake us. Okay, this is where we pull the curtain down. This is where we leave you for tonight. Well, I'm not going nowhere. I think my wife going somewhere, and we overtime.
I'm taking a break,
and she's taking a break. She's taking a break.
To get away.
She's taking a break from me. So Lennox, I forgot to cook for me.
Oh gosh!
Right, Lennox, I forgot to cook for me. And so, okay.
Yes, I'll be out of town for a couple of days.
And a serious note, this is where we pull the curtain down. We hate to say goodbye or bye-bye, but we will say that until next Tuesday. My names remain Fitzroy Jackson.
And I'm Susan Jackson.
And we are Chat with the Jacksons. And we said,
peace out.
God love you, and we love you. Be safe. Until we talk again, walk good and watch out for gravel in your travel.
Peace of God, cover me, cover me, cover me. Of God, cover me through the storm, cover me. Sing it with me. Peace of God, cover me, Lord, cover me. Oh yeah, cover me. Peace of God. Oh, cover me through the storm. Oh, Lord, cover me. Only in you, only in you, I am safe. I'm safe in you. Only in you, I'm safe. Only in you, Lord. I find peace. please cover us. Oh, yeah. Let him cover you right now. Oh, Lord. Just breathe on your people, God.
If it had not been for the Lord who is on my side, where would I be? Glory to God. Anoint me with your blood and let me bleed on Satan. And a double portion of your spirit as the chemical weapon. Oh yeah. I wanna win souls for Jesus. This is a spiritual war. Yes, for the weapon of my Bible and Jesus is my leader. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. We have to mash up your plans, Satan. No more frustration, Satan. No more temptation, Satan. No more tribulation, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Satan, you are a loser. Oh yes, I trust in God because He cares for me. Oh yeah, Satan, you are a deceiver. Yes, Lord. Jesus is my everything. Christians, put on your spiritual booties, light up your lamp. Oh yeah, yes, Lord. Drop the sword of the spirit. Satan, I pick wrong. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. We have to mash up your plans, Satan. No more frustration, Satan. No more temptation, Satan. No more tribulation, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Lead me to holiness, mighty God. With your light, Lord, from above. Cover me under your blood, yes, Lord, and set me free. Yes, Lord. Open my eyes, dear Lord, that I may see. Yes, Lord. For your goodness and mercy shall follow me. Oh yes, get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. So we have to mash up your plans, Satan. No more frustration, Satan. No more temptation, Satan. No more tribulation, Satan. Get thee behind me, 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 Satan. Mighty God, anoint me with your blood and let me bleed on Satan. And a double portion of your spirit as my chemical weapon. Oh yeah. I wanna win souls for Jesus. This is a spiritual war. Yes, Lord. For the weapon of my Bible and Jesus is my leader. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. We have to mash up your plans, Satan. No more frustration, Satan. No more temptation, Satan. No more tribulation, Satan. Get thee behind me, 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 Satan. We have to mash up your plans, Satan. No more frustration, Satan. No more temptation, Satan. No more tribulation, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Is this the life you've planned for me? Is this the way you want me to be? Baba, you have shown me who I will be. But is this the path? Is this the path? Oh, you've shown your love when you died for me. You've given your life so I could be free. Imela Abba Jesus,